All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It is October 28th, 2021. And what a morning are we having so far? This is All Star earnings week for the quarter of 2021, the last one. So a lot happening this week. Let's get started. We did a lot of plays this morning. A lot of them are working out. If you want to find out what those plays are, click on that link. Go to the Market Pulse 1028 edition, and we laid them out there for you. So this is going to be the follow up, and let's see if there's anything else that we can maybe find some potential setups. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So we're going to be analyzing about maybe 8 to 20 stocks, 16 to 20 stocks ballpark. And these are high volatile stocks. We use very simple things. 50-day moving average. We use price action, momentum, um, order flow, MACDs, not in that order, but it's in the description. It's in there. You can see and check it out for yourself. All right, let's get started. All right. So the S&P 500, we rallied off the low. Like I said this morning, 45.51 was a nice setup. We went back to the 50-day moving average, broke the 45.85. I thought we were going to go our way up to 4,600. There was a trade setup right there that we did. We scalped a little bit. And then Biden started talking and we went down. So the market doesn't really like Biden, but it's okay. Another setup is potentially setting up here. And let's see how it reacts at this 45.85 and the 50, and if the MACD can bounce, and can we get that 4,600 by today. Apple is sitting at, what an amazing day Apple had, 152. We're going to get to Apple in a little bit. But as long as Apple is up, Goldman Sachs only down 65 cents. VIX is coming down a little bit. So we're still below 18, which is positive. Above 1650, some fear did enter the marketplace in the last couple of days, which I've noticed that because the VIX is below 1650. But let's see if it goes below 1650. Apple goes up, Goldman Sachs go up. The 10-year is sitting around normal. We can probably retest 4,600, but anything's possible. Stay frothy. We have a lot of earnings coming up at the end of today, so let's see what happens. All right, so there's the SXPX is holding. Let's see if we can hold these levels. I think that we will because there's a lot going on after the market closes. NASDAQ creeping up a little higher, right? So NASDAQ was pulling back, bounce off the zero, bounce off 50, and went to for the previous day's highs. We're still up there. We're right at that, at the highs of the daily. We're right there. Are we going to break through? So I think it's all dependent on what happens after the close, right? Everybody's waiting on two big numbers after the close, which is Amazon and Apple. Russell, we rallied up nicely. I talked about this morning. There was a trade here if you wanted to take it. Again, whatever makes sense to you, but we're just going to talk about the opportunities. If you follow me, you know what I say. All path leads back to the 50. The Russell was 1.5 days away from the 50, and it rallied back up. So that was a trade, 22.84. What's going to happen there? If you upside, I think it needs 22.95 to really get it going. MACDs look good. It might have a second wind, possibly coming up soon. So let's see what happens there. Alphabet, Google. Okay, so Google had a nice monster run, guy. Monster run, right? So it's this $3,000 level is going to be super hard, guys. Super hard. So even though it's coming to the 50-day moving average, MACDs are setting up. It's going to set up. It's not going to happen all at once. There's other movies I'm seeing money going into, but watch it. I think this level up here of 29.77 is going to really get it going. But that's where people sold off yesterday. So watch it right there. I think it's not going to move to after. Watch it at the close. Watch it after lunch and at the close, and see if it moves because Amazon's moving. So there's money's going into Amazon, but it's not selling off. So that's a positive. But watch Google. I talked about this in the morning brew of today's edition, 1028. And so we're gonna watch it. But man, it had a run. It had a run. I'll tell you where the money went today as we get to it. All right. Amazon, we talked about this. Okay. So they brought it down, bounced off the 50, bounced off a zero, has earnings today, and broke these highs, right? 34.36. That's where they took it down yesterday. It's gone. It's off to the races. So it's running into earnings. Okay, so let's see what Amazon does. We have a couple of plays on this. I talked about the setup to this morning. So again, I know it's overwhelming, but pick and choose the setups that are right for you. Okay, we try to take trades, or we do take trades off the 50. Those are going to be the highest probability trades with the MACDs on your side. Okay, so again, so it's running, it's running, it's running. And again, lock in those gains, whatever you want to do. I would recommend this money management skills. We can talk about that. But real briefly, layer in, right? So sometimes these plays can be free if you layer in. So maybe you put maybe 2 layers on top, and your first layer of the option, maybe it pays for the second layer, or vice versa. So there's many different ways, or maybe just lock in a few gains, make a couple of bucks, whatever it is that you want to do. But again, let's go green. So Amazon announcing after earnings, it looks good, looks positive. Let's see. It looks like it wants to probably hit 3,500. Can it hit it by today? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know. It's a 50-50 split after earnings. Okay. Tesla had a nice monster rally. They came out with news about the Hertz buying another 100,000 shares, 100,000 cars order, or another 100,000 orders of Tesla. So, if you're doing it for a trade, Tesla has movement, but we need this 1096 is super hard. Remember, close to 1100. It's going to be super difficult for us to get through. Had a monster move, right? Remember, we were at 900 just over a week ago. So we're close to 1100. I think money is going into other places. So just let it watch, wait, and chill, and see. If you want to scalp it, you can scalp it off the 50, but there's other movers going on right now. ISRG broke this morning, broke. We talked about this as a slow mover, but we had a nice setup here, bounced off the 50 in the morning, broke these highs here, and it's gone. It's not gonna be a runner, but you can make some money off of this. I mean, look at it from 351 all the way up to 356. You had a 5-point ripper. Boom, right? And now it's pulling back. It looks like it's just going to toy right here. And let's see what happens there. All right. Chipotle has not. This is why I put that 1791. It's that's where the bears are hanging out. So if it gets up, if it breaks through, and it will, I don't know when. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe a month from now, maybe a year from now. But if it breaks through, it is gonna run above that. So I think that just wait, chill, see. But it looks ready. I like this setup. I like that. We rallied off the lows. We're basing. We're bouncing off the 50. If it's basing, as long as it remains above zero, then we're looking pretty good. So just watch it and be patient. Patient is key. All right. Micro strategies. So Bitcoin was up a little bit. Bitcoin's up at 61,000. However, when you look at the Bitcoin chart, the MACDs are coming down. So waiting for those to pull back, and I think this is why MicroStrategy is not going up. But MicroStrategy, we had a nice rip above here. 749 is where the sellers took it down. I said 755, and it's pulling back. It looks good here. Looks like it probably could rip. If it holds the 50, gives me a zero bounce here. It can probably start running up to about 755. But Bitcoin needs to go up. So just watch Bitcoin if you're going to trade MicroStrategy. All right, Shopify. This was the runners. This was the Google. So Shopify missed this morning. They missed earning. They announced before the open. They missed, and they missed. Okay. So this morning they missed. I was like, okay, it missed. What's the play here? So we were looking at where the bears are hanging out. I said the bears are going to be at this 1379 and 1432. It could possibly run. Okay, run today, like Google, like Tesla, and like Netflix. So where's the money going to? Well, it's going to Shopify. Clearly, it sold off. We saw it as I was speaking. I saw these buyers come in pre-market. The MACD's turned. We broke the 50, and we broke what? Yesterday's highs. The bears got trapped, meaning people shorted Shopify. In order for them to reduce their losses, they need to do the opposite of selling, which is buying back their stock, as well as everybody else who's buying it, and drove it up. It went from 1372 to just under 1500. Boom, home run. You're good in Shopify. This is the play today. Would have made your quarter, your day is still running. You decide how much you want to take on that, but there you go. Congratulations. That was the trade for today. All right, Netflix had a nice monster run. Let's see what Netflix is going to do. So Netflix, we have this high of 676. We had a lot of buyers coming in, building a position. We had a MACD's run. However, we have to watch that 676 area because that is where the bears are at. It's got to get through. Remember, we're still in FOMO territory. So what do I mean by that? There are going to be people that notice that, Netflix ran, from 500 to 600 to now just nearly $700, right? So who's going to take it up? We're looking for an institution to take this up or some news that's going to come out that's going to bring it higher. So watch that 676 area. Now you can't take a trade, right? Because if you're doing a short term, bounce off the 50-day moving average, we got MACD zero bounce, and then we'll probably looking to get out at 671 or 676. Okay, you can take that trade to those levels, get out. If it breaks through, just add more with your winnings. Okay, so that's a way you can play it. But 676 is going to be hard moving forward on Netflix. Just know that. Okay, Roku, they took it down. They took it down. We see some heartbeats right now. Roku's bouncing off the 50. We have MACD. It looks like it can break. Know that there's a couple levels on top. We got this 327. That's going to be pretty hard. This is where it sold off, and 350 is where it just stopped. So can you take trade? Just know those levels that they're probably going to meet some supply at these levels up here, but can you take the trade up there? Absolutely. So still basing though, let it base. Again, I like to see a break above 327, or if it stays in here, then this is probably going to be the next level where the bears are at. All right, let's move on. Nvidia just still winding up, waiting on news, and it just looks good. Watch this 251 still winding up. Just watch it. It's not selling off, and it's not going up. It's just not ready yet. But it's winding up. All right, Mercado Libre, look, it's starting to come alive because Shopify is coming up and Amazon's moving. So Amazon could move Mercado Libre. Now, I like this right here. It's basing, but these are the headwinds that we're going to have. You have that 1551, 1562 right in there, somewhere in there. It's going to be a lot of headwinds there because they took it down. Now, this thing was at 1620, 1600, not 1620, not too long ago, probably like less than a week. So we're about 100 points down. Can it go back up there? Absolutely, it can. But wait for the big boys to come in and let's take out these headwinds first. All right. So we got that. Apple gone. I mean, they're taking it up you never know these things. They're taking it up before earnings. Okay. So it announces today. I don't know what, but Apple took it out. It had this 150 area that I said was going to be hard, and they took it up to 153, 154. If the earnings are good and they have good expectations, what they're going to do moving forward. I talked about this in the morning brew. You got about probably 160, 170 on Apple, and it's going into its earnings. This is the season for Apple, So they just launched. Excuse me. They just launched their new MacBook Pro. So looks good, and investors are taking up. Now, this is a safe haven. This is the reason why the S&P is not going down. S&P currently right now is 4588 is holding at 4585. But as long as Apple's up, S&P ain't going nowhere. Okay. Now, oil's below that 218 area. Again, we gave you this area. I'm just covering it. Needs above 223 to get it going. We'll see. But it's pretty far up at 215 because it's a slow mover. All right, let's go to Goldman Sachs. Goldman is slightly down, so still above 400, 410. But about, the high was 419 at 410. It's only 9 points away from his high. So it's just pullback, nothing really drastic here. Affirm. Okay, so Goldman, give you the level on top. We need above 413. Affirm looks good. They're not taking it down. They're not taking it up. It's just kind of having an inside day today. But a lot of headwinds above here at 162. It looks good. It looks like it's winding up. Can it get it going? We'll see. We'll see. It's bouncing, right? Is it going to get going? Because I don't see a lot of money going into this right now, but we'll see. Just watch it. Okay. Upstart had a massive rally, but we're off the highs of 401. currently at 328. What's going to get it going to the upside? Well, it's basing right now. It needs above these levels here, 335 to be exact right now, because sellers came in at 337. So MACD's looks like it's steady. It's holding. Just wait and chill. Okay, HubSpot, just watching it. Headwinds up here are above 824. We'll watch that. MasterCard, even despite, and this is what I thought this was going to go, it had good earnings, pre-market, but this is why we watched the levels for before, 351. It needed 351 to really get it going. This is where the bears are at, and the bears are still in control. They took it down. They're taking it down despite of it having good earnings. So again, study market action, order flow. The order flow is down on this. Okay. Booking travel stocks, again, going down. I don't know why. Maybe there's mask mandates and all these vaccine mandates. Is travel, are they expecting travel to come back up? We thought we did. Just getting mixed reviews, but booking, it's working its way lower. It looks like it wants to base here. And let's see if it gets back to the 50 at 24.37. Needs 24.58, 24.66 to really get it going. Okay, ServiceNow. I talked about this morning, the morning brew. Now NOW, this thing ripped. Okay, went down. They took it down. Great earnings, guided up. Broke 685. Can it get 700? It looks like it probably gets 700. 694 is the high of the year. So 700 would be all the high of the year. So again, watch it. But there is a lot of supply at 694. The play was this morning, right? If you want to take that, but it wasn't like a huge run. I thought this would run, but again, there's a lot of headwinds at that 694 area. Coinbase acting like MicroStrategy. I think it's because when Bitcoin is still working its way lower, if we study the MACDs, it's still going lower, even though it's high. So Coinbase tried to go this morning. It looks like it's failing. Just not there yet. So we have this new one, 327. We're going to be watching. But again, just holding steady. All right, that's all we have for that. And let's look at the VIX. The VIX is working its way lower. That's positive, 1630. And the 10-year note going slightly higher. And that's all we have, guys. So again, good luck for today. We got Amazon and Apple at the close. Let's see if they're going to be great. So we have a lot of there. Just make sure you manage your position. Remember, if you're going to hold into earnings, it's a 50-50 chance. Any news, how the market's going to react to it, we can't control that. But if you have a profit, you can control that right now. And you can always get into it tomorrow with money that you didn't have, right? If you're profitable. Okay. We don't fall in love with a stock. We fall in love with profit. All right, guys, go get it. And we'll see you tomorrow. If you like this, press that like button, share it. Let's build all abundance together. And notify yourself, especially you should want to log into the morning brew, because I give a lot of my setups in the morning brew around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to 9 o'clock, depending on the video and when it processes. All right, guys, go get it. We'll talk soon. See you tomorrow.